Hey there, Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directive. At this channel, we generally work with the energy of the moon, but for the monthlies, I like to use all the personal planets. So we'll start with the Sun, we'll use Venus, Mars, Mercury, Earth, and of course the moon. We don't want to leave out the moon. So before I turned on the camera, I was trying to get into your energy, and it was foggy. Like literally, there was fog. And then I realized that you were on a bicycle on a tightrope, and I can't tell if you were high to the ground, low to the ground, and it was just foggy. And then I saw you kind of like the Hermit card, holding a lantern and peering into the darkness and into the fog. It was fog. It wasn't just darkness. It was fog, and so I think that you are seeking your personal truth. As far as your spirituality or who you are or what it is you want or where you're going, but I think you're trying to stay balanced. And it was just interesting. And anyways, let's just get into it and see what we get, because it was just, I felt excited. I didn't feel nervous. I didn't feel scared. I didn't feel confused. I felt excited. So I think you're going someplace, but you're not really sure where you're going, and you're trying to get some instructions, and you're trying to stay balanced. But that card doesn't look good, so I want some more advice. Run through on the floor. Well, I don't know. I don't know why you're confused. I'm confused. Like, this is some interesting energy for the month of May, and not at all what I was expecting based on your last reading. But, okay, so the first card you got out was this really sad Five of Cups energy. This is loss and regret. This is a situation that seemed fun until it wasn't. And you have the Ten of Swords, which is the end of a situation, the end of a cycle. But now that makes sense, because we just came off of that double full moon, you know, that sandwich, that Libra full moon sandwich that lasted for so long. And so it should have been an ending of a cycle. It should have been an ending of the cycle. And we have the Hangman. But this is the sacrificial Hangman. This is different than the usual Hangman. And I kind of think you had the Hangman in the last reading I did for you. So this Hangman, this is the this is an ant. I think it's called the honey ant. And everybody feeds this ant till it gets really, really big and it drips honey, and that's how it dies. It feeds the rest of the ant population. And so it's someone who, this isn't trying to see things from a different perspective. This is actually sacrificial. This is very much like Christ dying on the cross, sacrificial situation. And we have this end of a cycle, and there's all this regret. And I kind of feel like there is a situation where you feel like you gave your all, and it is over, and you're leaving. And I don't think you're really thinking that it's such a great situation that you're leaving. But you also got this lovely Ten of Pentacles, which is about creating abundance. That's a good one. The Ten of Pentacles is about you focusing on creating something, what you're creating. Okay, but again, with this bunny rabbit here, in the book it talks about how it's rapid creation, but it could be, some people think you're a pest, some people think you're dinner, but you are a survivor. And so maybe this is about you being a survivor in a very confusing time. the sun starts out in Taurus, and that's at a quincunx, 150 degrees. I can't say the word. It's 150 degrees. And it's there from April 20th to May 20th. And that's a really uncomfortable angle. And so the process of self-discovery that goes on through that is very possible because that is in your house of transformation. And so transformation isn't always easy. And I think that you're going to have to end the cycle of being the sacrificial lamb, maybe. Maybe you give too much of yourself away. And so you regret that and you're moving on. That actually makes a lot of sense. Because it's coming out of Aries, which was your 7th house of partnerships. And then you had that full moon, which would have been the ending of a relationship cycle. So maybe you're moving away from that energy that wasn't good for you in some sort of a relationship. And I think what you want to really be is this 10 of Pentacles. And I think if you focus on what it is you want and you're looking through the clouds of confusion, searching for what you want, but if you could stay focused on what you want, that's your best opportunity to get there. Oh, yeah, and the sun says, grace. I graciously accept the infinite love of the universe. And so I think it's important that you know that you are loved by spirit. I think that's important. But here's the best is yet to come. Believe. The best is yet to come, believe. And so I think you really need to hold on to your vision of what it is that you're trying to accomplish in your life. I think this was the end of a kind of rough cycle. I do think you've been trying to maintain your balance. And definitely, if you're on a bicycle on a tightrope, you're definitely working to maintain your balance. I don't think it's always easy. I think that the reward will be great. And I think so it becomes a matter of a sense of accomplishment, a sense of finding what it is you're really searching for, knowing what it is you're really searching for. And I think that looking into the darkness and the cloud, I think that means that it's going to take some time. But that was the end of a really huge cycle for you. And so there should be a little downtime to go within, to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself, to get to the next phase of your life. You should not be jumping from one relationship into another. That's never a good idea. It doesn't allow time to synthesize the wisdom gained. It doesn't allow time to repair and heal your heart. Whew. All right, and that sun's going to move into Gemini on May 21st, which would then be in your 9th house of higher learning, of research, of speaking to spirit, your higher self, and long distance travel. And so I think that you're beginning a journey back to yourself. And so I think it's really important that you believe in yourself, and you believe that what you want, focus on what you want. That's how you bring it into creation. So Mercury is picking up speed. Mercury was on April 17th, Mercury moved into Aries, thank God. That was so nice. And so now Speedy Gonzalez is moving into Taurus on May 6th, and then into Gemini on May 21st. And so like 2 weeks in between, just rolling through those cycles. And it'll keep up that kind of speed until it gets toward the end of June, in which case it gets into Cancer and shortly thereafter goes retrograde. And then in July, like everything is retrograde except for Venus and Mars. Even Chiron goes retrograde. Oh, this is so beautiful. Okay, and so while this transition and everything is going on and it's picking up speed, so I think you might be a little bit in the dark right now. And I think you need to hang on to your vision and really, really believe in what it is that you want and where you are going. Keep your eye on the prize of the 10 of Pentacles because there's magic. Make a wish, believe in miracles. Magic surrounds you. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? And so I think right now the most important thing that you can do is to believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and hang in there like the hangman. Get a different perspective on your life. You know, the hangman drips honey. I mean, that is sweet. I think you were the sacrificial whatever. I think you had to sacrifice too much. But now I think you get to start to move into your own power. So just believe in that. And Venus is also in Aries and then moves into Taurus on May 15th. And Venus is, okay, moving from a fire sign into an earth sign. At the same time, we've got Mars in an air sign, and air and fire. Air feeds fire, right? And so what you really want, your desires, what gives you your sense of self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, your feeling of financial abundance, of relationship balance, that stuff is all Venus's purview. It's what it takes care of. It's what it rules, okay? And so, right now, Mars, the action planet, and Venus are having a really sweet conversation. And then on May 15th, when Venus moves into Earth sign Taurus, which is Venus's home sign along with Libra, then Mars moves into Cancer, which is a water sign, and Earth and water work really well together. And so the conversation continues. And so finding that emotional balance will happen later in the month. I think right now it's about what do you want, setting your intentions, figuring out what it is that you want to create, maybe not knowing the steps. I think you're in the fog because knowing the steps is not really what's important. Knowing what you want, that's what's important. The universe will help you figure out the steps. Oh, nice. Open your heart. Okay, I have old eyes and we're going to your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past will be healed, and you will be met with the true passion you seek. So create the vision that you want. Focus on what it is you want. That lantern peering into the darkness is to just focus on the light in your heart. Open up your heart. Be open and believe. Miracles do happen. They're not really miracles, though. I have to tell you, the magic and the miracles, it's the law of the universe. If you can believe in it, truly believe in it, then the abundance comes to you and flows to you. And yes, it's a miracle, and yes, it's magic, but mostly it's the divine showering you with their love and giving you what you focus on. So focus on positive things so that it can bring positive things into you. And so let's see what Mars has to say about all of this too, because, you know, that's the action. So what kind of action step can you take over the course of May to help you bring in this magic? Besides focusing your intention and believing in it and opening your heart. And by opening your heart, that means being willing to trust and loving yourself. And when you can love yourself completely and wholly, then you aren't expecting someone else to fill up your heart for you. And then that's how you can attract in that higher vibrational love that you so much deserve. It's not only that you just crave it and you want it, you actually deserve it. Everybody does. So do some research. Why does Mars want you to do research? Oh, well, because it's in your 9th house of research. Okay, so what do you need to research? Well, you're seeking higher knowledge. Could also be about your career because it's moving into your career. So if you're looking to make some sort of a career change move, make sure you're doing your research. It's such a practical aspect of the 9th house, and it is moving from the 9th house into the 10th house for you, and the 10th house is career. And so, yes, I don't really think you can research. I think this is all about your heart. You know, it's that whole balance thing with Libra, right? And so then this is the other aspect. This is the practical nature of getting about the business of the day. And so if there's something you're looking at doing, make sure you're doing your research on it. It's also seeking answers, though, which is very much what shining a light into the darkness is about. All right, so this is Earth, and Earth says, Cedar of Lebanon. Ooh. So when I was getting ready to do the readings, this deck popped into my head, and I'm like, oh, I don't even know where it is. I had to go look for it. So I haven't used it in a long time, and I have to look up the stuff. Oh, and this is a really good time since we're talking about balance, and if you're still with me, if you could hit the thumbs up button, please, to give me back some of the energy that I give to these readings every week. That would be great. So it says, trust your instincts and let your conscience guide you toward making the right decision, especially if you're currently faced with a difficult challenge. Know that you are steadfast and grounded as the biggest trees in the forest. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That says exactly, trust your instincts. Oh my gosh, that is that searching in the dark and the fog and just using the lantern. That is the hermit energy. That is that ninth house energy. So trusting, oh, that is beautiful. Okay, I'm really glad, because I have to tell you, I wanted to be sure I was on the right track with what I saw. That really confirms for me what I was seeing. Okay, so what does the moon have to tell you? We do have a new moon in Taurus coming up on May 6th. That would be in your 8th house of transformation. And then in Scorpio, we have a full moon in Scorpio on May 18th. And that is going to be in your 2nd house of what you value. Self-esteem, self-worth, financial abundance. And so that'll be asking you to bring to a conclusion, eliminate something from your life that is keeping you from feeling worthy. And the new moon is all about the transformation. So I think you have a month ahead of doing some real soul work, of helping to create that balance and moving yourself in the direction you're supposed to. And balancing practicality and spirituality, which sounds just about right, because here we had the spirituality, here we had the practicality. I can totally see it. And honestly, riding the bicycle on a tightrope in fog, you have to really trust in God on that one. Right? So yeah, I think you're seeking balance. I think it's good. So my oral surgery went pretty well. It's starting to swell up. That's why I'm hurrying up to do these readings before it gets too big and I can't talk, and I'm already working kind of like around it a little. So the readings take get a little longer because I can't even hardly talk. But I didn't want to be running late. Oh, this is so lovely. You got pyrite. You got pyrite. You should write this down. You should be keeping a journal of little things that you hear, things that you see, anything that resonates with you from like any of the readers, or when you're walking in nature, or anything that you notice, and start journaling about it so that you can start working on elevating your own personal vibration. But anyways, you have pyrite. My confidence is rock solid. Not salad like you eat, but solid like a rock. I take positive action to manifest my goals. That is your affirmation for the month of May. I'm going to read it again, but you can always back up and listen to it. My confidence is rock solid. I take positive action to manifest my goals. That would be balancing that spirituality and that practicality. That would be working toward this Ten of Pentacles energy. You can do this. I have so much confidence in you. You can absolutely do this. On the back it says, maintain an organized approach to life. Maintain goals with ease. Manifest goals with ease. That would be a bunny rabbit. Man, they can manifest with ease. Like they propagate like a bunny rabbit, right? Experience a solid foundation. Be grounded and focused. Realize financial freedom. And if you believe it, you can achieve it. So, all right. That sounds great. I will see you back here for the weeklies. And the new moon and the full moon. I'm wishing you so much luck. You can do this. Just I think you have to believe in yourself and focus, right? Focus, right? Because you don't want to lose balance on that tightrope. We'll talk soon.